Tonight's supper is crawfish etouffee. Yes, crawfish etouffee. You'll need some ingredients. We've got no salt Tony's, some Worcestershire sauce, or I like to call it W sauce, some cayenne pepper, a couple of bay leaves. I've got my rice ready. I've already made it and just steamed it in my steamer, my rice cooker. Now I'm ready. Ooh, look at that. So a lot of people like to throw in all those fancy words like roux and etouffee and stuff that you can't pronounce. The way I see it is, if you are trying to make a roux, it is nothing other than what in the South we call gravy, except for we don't use lard, we use butter. So it's 1 part butter, 1 part flour. If you can't get to Joe Patty's and get the real stuff or the fresh stuff, then you can go ahead and get this fresh stuff. It is fully cooked, peeled, deveined, and fat on. Yes, they make a very good crawfish tails in your food. So take your rice, put your rice in the cooker and get it started. Then take 2 tablespoons of butter, white onions, bell pepper, and celery. Cut it up just as you can see here. Go ahead and saute that on low for 20 to 30 minutes. Go ahead and add your salt while it's sauteing. Take that crawfish bag that I just showed you. Pour out all your crawfish juice into a measuring cup and take a chicken broth. Hang on, I got it over here. Okay, take your chicken broth and fill it up to 3 cups. Use your juice from your crawfish tails and this to fill up to 3 cups. Add it together to make 3 cups. After about 20 minutes of having your everything saute, go ahead and start your roux in a small skillet, maybe a small egg skillet, and just do whatever your ingredients are. Do 1/2 butter, 1/2 flour, so 1 part butter, 1 part flour, so equal of both. So if you use a cup of flour, use a cup of butter. I use a 1/4 cup of butter and a 1/4 cup of flour. That's what I used in this recipe, and it turned out perfect. And you just cook it like you're cooking gravy. And then once it gets to the color that you like, you can pour it in. Some people like it a little darker, so they cook it a little darker. I like mine like a medium tan color, not too dark, not too light. Then you add in your crawfish juice. And you add in your crawfish juice first, your crawfish juice in your chicken broth. Add it in after you get your veggies cooked down and while you're cooking your roux. Then pour in your roux after it gets done. Then add garlic and all your spices, except for this one. This one is at the very end before you serve it. Add the couple of bay leaves, some cayenne to your liking, and some no salt Tony's. And then cook it until you get it as thick as you want it. I like it about this texture because I like a lot of juice in mine because I don't like rice. I like etouffee juice, so I like to pour this all over my rice and make it to where I don't have any unflavored rice. I'm sure there's a better way I could have done that, but I didn't, as you could tell. There you go. Now I got almost all my rice covered. There we go. It's covered. Voila. Now get your French bread and bon appetit. My bad. I forgot to add the splash. Okay, now it's done. Time to eat. Num num.